All right, so find your comfortable seat. Go ahead and roll your shoulders up by your ears, pull them back and push them down. You can close your eyes and just make any movements that feel good in your body right now. Yeah. Then eventually you can find stillness. Relax your belly, let your hips become heavier. Just notice where your muscles are gripping onto the bones and see if just for now you can soften, you can relax. If your teeth are touching, relax your jaw. You can relax your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. And then wherever you are with your breath, go ahead and exhale completely. So draw your belly button into your spine, squeeze out all the stale air. Inhale, fill your low belly, push it out. Mid belly, upper chest, shoulders even more at the top. And exhale, shoulders, spine is long, mid belly. Draw your belly button into your spine. Inhale, low belly, mid belly, upper chest, shoulders, the back sides of your ribs. And exhale, shoulders, mid belly, and empty. So continue this breath, just gathering your energy, like you're collecting your energy and inviting it right here into your body, right here into this moment. Simply resting your attention on your breath. Go ahead and bring one palm to your belly, your womb space, and one palm to your heart. And create an intention for this next hour or so that we'll be together. What are you wanting to experience in your breathwork session? What are you wanting to receive? And keep tethering your attention back to your breath as you slowly open your eyes, staying connected to yourself, your own breath, as you meet the women in this space. Mm. The Upanishads, which it's an ancient yogic text, shares that time is the most valuable thing that we have. That not even the most wealthy person in this world can buy back one moment of time. And so, how we utilize our time, which takes us to an even more valuable resource, it's our attention. Because we can have so much time, but we can be completely somewhere else in our heads. Has anybody ever noticed that? That you're doing something with your body, but your mind is somewhere else completely? We spend so much of our life like that, doing something with our body, somewhere with our body, but our attention is in the past or the future or judging what's happening right now. I like this, I don't like this, I want this, I don't want this. Very rarely are we exactly where we are and feeling satisfied, or even beyond feeling satisfied, deeply trusting. It's like an orientation to life where I'm deeply trusting that this moment is medicine. There's nothing that I need to fix or change. All I need to do is reorient myself to the moments that I can trust that life is happening for me, that every experience is here to grow me. And then if I trust that, I can respond in a way that is so much more whole and less fragmented. And so I know we touched on that on Wednesday. So I don't know why I shared that. It's just what came during our breathing meditation. And to orient you to this space and time, what we'll be diving into today is first, we're going to do a very beautiful and also very profound breath work. And we'll only be breathing for about 10 minutes. And so it's going to be quite short. But I'll start by just talking to you about what you can expect and then giving you the technique of the breath. And then you'll lie down just somewhere. It could be on the ground, it can be on a yoga mat, it can be on your bed. And we'll practice this breath technique for 10 minutes consistently. And then you'll rest in Shavasana, and I'll be guiding you through and encouraging you keep breathing, stay with the technique. Has anybody done a breath technique for 10 minutes straight? Whether it's like a very simple breath technique, like a meditation, or a more intense one. Yeah. The breath is so powerful. Yeah, my dad's an Ayurvedic doctor, and growing up, he would always encourage us just take 3 deep breaths, just breathe. As a teenager, he would always encourage us come to at least one yoga class a week. And I always thought it was the most boring thing. But I saw him doing it every single day. And even still, every single morning, he breathes for 45 minutes, different techniques. Um, and so when I was 18, I became a yoga teacher. And I still thought it was just physical. It's just exercise. It's keeping me strong. It's making it so I don't have knots in my body. But then at 20, for the first time, I did this technique that I'm going to share with you today. And for the first time ever, I was like, wow, the breath is powerful. The breath is so powerful. Yoga and Ayurveda teach that the breath and the mind are very connected. And so you might notice that actually every emotional state has a corresponding breath pattern. Like when you're surprised, or when we're anxious, it's likely just the upper chest and upper lungs, or sometimes we hold our breath. When we're very peaceful and very present, very likely your breath is very full and very steady. You're breathing more into the lower lobes of your lungs. And so the quality of our breath creates the quality of our mind. And the quality of our mind, like whatever's happening in our heads, is what creates the quality of our life. Can you believe that? Like, has anybody ever been like at a beautiful kind of paradise where it's like everything outside of you is like perfect and good and beautiful, but you're struggling mentally? Then you're not going to be enjoying your experience, right? You can be in the most beautiful place imaginable, but if you're struggling in your mind, life isn't good. Or on the other side, like you can be somewhere where the externals aren't all perfect or beautiful, or life isn't necessarily happening the way that you want it to happen, or your kids aren't responding to life the way that you want them to respond. But if you're good inside, like if your mind is good, you're good. Life is good. And so when we begin to realize, like, wow, the quality of my mind, the quality of my thoughts is creating my entire experience of life, we begin to recognize the necessity of like, let me begin to at least pay attention to what my mind is saying, what my mind is doing, the lens that is filtering my life experience through. It's like if we're wearing red glasses, everything that we see is red. So that's our mind. And so as we begin to breathe more intentionally, whether it's just our day to day, let me breathe on purpose. Or if we invite in a breath technique, it's like we're inviting life in on purpose. It's like we're cleansing. If you look into a mirror that's covered in dust, Srila Prabhupada, he's a great teacher. He says, all you see is the dust. You don't see yourself. Has anybody ever looked into a dusty mirror? All you see is dust. You can't see yourself. And so the breath is one of the most powerful ways to actually cleanse the mirror of the mind and cleanse what's covering our hearts and our ability to love. We can actually see ourselves again. We can see reality again. And so we'll be breathing deeply, inviting awareness. Prana. Has anybody heard this word prana? Prana is life force energy. It's vitality. Prana is wise. And so we can receive prana. Prana is not the breath, but the energy of prana rides the breath. That's one way that we can receive it. Another way that we can receive prana is through the food that we eat. Sometimes I think of like if you pick an apple off of a tree, the tree is connected to its life force. And so the tree's vitality is moving through the tree, it's moving through the apple. If I pick that apple and I take a bite, like not only do I receive the structure of the apple, like the elemental components of the apple to feed the elemental components of my body. But when I bite that apple, I'm also receiving the energy, the life force, the vitality that was pulsing through that apple, compared to like opening a can of apples and eating that, right? It's different. So you can see prana as life force, it's vitality, it's energy. And so as we breathe on purpose, we're inviting this life force, this vitality, this intelligent energy into every single cell of our bodies. And our bodies hold every every experience that we've ever had. Everything that we've seen, heard, smelled, tasted, or felt that we were unable to process, that any part of us resisted or contorted itself around, created some personality to protect. Our bodies hold all of that. And so as we breathe more deeply into our bodies, this prana goes to the places, whether it's a memory or an emotion or a sensation, something that I didn't allow myself to fully process, to fully feel, to fully hold. And prana helps us to integrate that experience so that we can become more whole. And so as we breathe, all you have to do is one, maintain the technique, just stay with the breath. Two is trust whatever arises. It can be uncontrollable fits of laughter and joy. There was one time I did this that I was in a fork in the road in my life, and it felt like whatever choice I made was too big because it would completely shift the trajectory of my life. And then during this breath, I brought the question, what should I do? What should I do? And as I was breathing, suddenly I was just laughing hysterically because it was so crystal clear what I needed to do. It was so simple. It was so simple. And there have been other times where there was actually one time where I suddenly couldn't feel my body from my waist down, like I felt completely numb. And then what came into my mind's eye, it's like this vision, this visual of I was a C-section baby. And so I never had to push myself. I didn't have to use my legs or my body to push myself through the canal. And then suddenly it's like these guttural sobs. And it felt like it was the experience of being separated from my mother for the very first time and what I still held in my body from that initial separation. And so I bring these two kind of polar experiences just to say, like, so much is possible here. So much is possible if we just open ourselves to feel, okay, life, what is ready to move through me? What am I ready to feel, to experience, to honor? And our breath knows exactly where to go. And usually this breath is like a minimum of 25 to 40 minutes. And so it's going to be a gentle experience just to begin to awaken you to, wow, there's a deeper reality. I'm so often just living on the surface of my life. There's a deeper way of experiencing life. And so this breath work will be a glimpse into the energetics, the more subtle realms of what you hold in your body and what is asking to be tended. So, any questions before I share the technique? How does it sound? Does it sound good? Does it sound scary? Does it sound exciting? Awesome. Beautiful. Yeah. Okay, so the technique is very simple. It's so simple that sometimes people think I must be doing it wrong, but it's very hard to do wrong because it's so simple. It's all through the mouth. So it's a two-part inhale. And then the exhale is very relaxed. The first part of the breath goes into the low belly. And so, the second part of the breath comes into the chest. And then again, the exhale is relaxed. So let's all try that together. My camera keeps flashing for some reason. And it's a two parts breath just to get as much breath in as possible. And your mouth might become dry, just lick your lips and begin again. You might become lightheaded, that's very normal. Keep going. If you feel sensations in your body, sometimes the body starts to get a little tight, the jaw might get tight. Just give it sound. My teacher always said what we give voice to unpacks itself from our body, so give it sound. Or if you're in a space where you don't want to make sound because the baby's sleeping, can be quiet still. We're just really inviting the prana into every cell on the inhales, and exhales this I trust you life. I trust you life. So, any questions before we breathe for 10 minutes? You're welcome to unmute or type it in the chat. All right. So, go ahead and lie down, get cozy. And if you can, just set your camera up so that I can see you, so I can really hold you. Yeah. So once you're lying down, go ahead and close your eyes. Really relax your neck and your throat so that your head can be heavy. Relax your jaw. Feel the ground beneath you as if it were moving up into you, really holding you. And then, as much as possible, really allowing your body to soften into that support, letting yourself be held. It's like the muscles in your body softening away from the bones. As you breathe here normally, naturally, just bring your awareness into the field of your heart, the back of your heart, the front of your heart, the center of your heart. And here again, find a prayer, an intention, perhaps a question that you're living into in your life right now. And simply planting the seed, rather than softening your grip, trusting that the seeds we plant will blossom. And as you are ready, begin the technique. Two-part inhale, all through the mouth. Soft exhale. And find a rhythm, find a pace that feels sustainable. Really filling up your body as much as possible with this in-breath, inviting prana, inviting awareness, this divine intelligence into every cell of your body. And on your exhale, let's go ahead and make a sound together. And so at any time you want to make a sound, you can allow it to move through and then just continue right back into the breath. And first, with the breath, we move through the layer of the mind. And so your mind might be thinking, keep breathing, stay with the technique. And eventually the layer of the mind will settle into the body. The sensations, the subtle texture of your experience right now. Keep breathing. Maintain the technique. Awareness is filling every cell in your body. Your breath is wise. It knows exactly where to go. And all you have to do is allow it. If any emotion arises, simply allow it to move through you. Keep breathing. Beautiful. Stay with the technique. And if there's energy that wants to move, if any parts of your body are starting to feel maybe tight or tense, give it sound. Give the energy sound. Let it move through you. And I will stay silent for some minutes now to leave you in your experience. Keep breathing. Keep trusting. If there's tingling in your fingers and your jaw, perhaps you're not feeling much at all. Trust whatever is here is information. All through your mouth, full breaths in. Full and soft breaths out. Stay with the breath. Stay with the technique. Staying with your breath, staying with the technique. Last few minutes, trusting your experience, trusting the sensations in your body, attuning yourself to the more subtle texture of emotion. Keep breathing. Keep trusting. Keep allowing your breath to breathe you. Last more full minute. One more minute. Stay with the technique. There's more. There's more. And slowly release the technique. And returning to your normal breath. Inhales through your nose. And exhales through your nose or your mouth with a sigh, whatever feels natural. A time of integration. A time to receive. And whatever's here, allowing space for it to be here. If there are tears that want to fall, allow it. Joy, allow it. Whatever is here, allow it. And allow your inhales to become longer and your exhales more complete as you draw your awareness back into your body. And as your breath stays full, you may invite gentle movement to your fingers and toes, perhaps gently rocking your head from side to side as if you're being massaged by the ground beneath you. And keep breathing deeply as you invite any other movement that feels really good. Maybe sending your arms over your head and arching your back for a nice full body stretch. Mm. Then keeping your eyes closed and using this next minute or so to gradually make your way into a comfortable seat. And take your time, absolutely no rush. Let your breath keep washing over you like an ocean wave, just washing through you. Really stay in your body, stay in your breath. If your eyes open, just once you're seated, allow them to close again so your gaze stays inward. Staying in your body with what is true and alive in this moment. And keep breathing as we travel back in time to the moment that you signed up for Overflow. What was it inside of you that said, yes, this is for me? There's something here for me. Our opening call, day one, noticing what drains you. Or am I draining my energy in my life? And day two, just the ways of staying resourced, the 5 ways of building cellular energy, nervous system capacity. Day three, really feeling inflow and outflow, this real relationship with life. Day four, how do I move emotions? How do I become aware of my language, my frame for my experiences of life? And day five, how do I expand what's possible? And then again, arriving where you are right now, using your breath as an anchor into your body, into this moment, into what's happened inside of you, what's happened in your life over this past week. What has shifted? What support were you able to rest into? Who are you now because of your decision to live more deeply, with more intention? your decision to be supported. Keep breathing. And again, bringing one palm to your belly, one palm to your heart, and honoring whatever it is that you received from your breath work, what was revealed, what was shown to you, what you were able to feel, which means come alive to. And as you breathe here, just taking a moment to really honor yourself, your choice to show up, to live more deeply, to be supported. And may all of these learnings be integrated into how you move forward into your life. From this moment on, may the teachings stay alive inside of you so that you are oriented to life in such a way that grows you and deepens you, no matter what the experience is. And again, deepen your breath. And as you feel ready, you can open your eyes and come back into the space together. Hmm. Welcome back. And so I would love to open the space now to hear from you. What has shifted for you over this past week? How have you grown? How have you deepened? And or what was your breathwork experience like? What happened for you? What did you feel? And so we'll open this space because again, when one mother shares, like your healing is not isolated to you. It also supports all of us in growing and deepening in those particular ways. So your healing is also our medicine. So thank you for your courage beforehand. And then after we all share, or whoever wants to share, shares, I'll move into sharing with you a little bit about what's next, Whole and Holy Mother, as an invitation. And so please, whenever you're ready, go ahead and unmute. No problem, Ranga Devi. Thank you for being here. Ah, she said a lot of grief and tears through the breath work. Thank you for your willingness to go there and your willingness to feel. Such a necessity. We need spaces to feel. So simply allow yourself to keep moving through those waves and hold that sacred space with yourself. Thank you, Ranga.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Mm. Mm. So I will mute myself, and anybody who wants to unmute can go ahead.
I'll go ahead. Um, so during this breath work, I wasn't 100% relaxed because of the people in my house, and but I haven't tried that breath work technique before, and I definitely want to come back to it. I did feel a lot of tingling throughout my body, though, especially in like my womb and pelvis area. um, Even though my youngest daughter is already 3, so it's like, but still, they're like, I don't know why this whole area felt very alive and tingly. Um, and yeah, it felt very liberating. And this whole week, I thought it was great. Thank you so much, Diana, for your guidance. I felt more grounded and more like centered with myself. And I felt like other like situations with my children that are normally very challenging for me or get me to the point where I like lose myself, get, angry and desperate. And the same with like my husband, challenging situations. I felt like I was a lot more just like resting in my, just like my path or knowing where I stand. So this was only 5 days and it was very powerful. So thank you very much.
Hi, everyone. Um, I'll just ride that dovetail off of Luca. And I think, Luca, you and I were riding some similar waves through this. And I just relate a lot to, yeah, like really just being able to manage and hold things so much more easefully and like almost with this like gentle smile like through it, like just kind of like noticing things and just being much more aware and in tune and um not bracing as much like when the screams come or like the partner says something that's like activating, just kind of being like, okay, I have choices, I can make a decision from this place. And um, yeah, and just like gently protecting my energy. I have a lot of these tools in my belt, just from like life experience and my background, but I've noticed that like gentle protection feels a lot more sattvic and sweet and feminine than this like, oh no, you said that and now I need to like walk out of the house so that my energy doesn't get sucked down again. It's like, oh, we can all coexist and my intention can be felt in the force field just by holding myself. And so that was really profound. And this whole experience has been just insanely profound for me. Again, like I do come from some of these practices, but it's also wild how quickly they can just be like not forgotten, but you just become not as aware. And just to have that thread to come back to has been, it's like everything just clicked. And I also had a really profound Reiki experience last week. So I think just this perfect storm of everything and coming after one of the most challenging weeks of motherhood for me. So I don't believe it's by mistake that um, that I'm here or any of you are here. And it's been so beautiful to see all of our awakenings through this. Um, so thank you all, and especially Diana, thank you, thank you. The breath work for me was a lot more just sensations. I I just allowed whatever needed to come through to come through. I felt a lot of like you, Luca, like tingling, and I felt it like in my neck, like back of the neck where the neck meets um the head and like heat and cooling kind of up in like, third eye area. Um and then at the end, I like kind of lost my hearing on my right side and felt kind of like a fuzziness and like numbness almost for like probably 8 minutes, I would guess. And I just let that move through. So I'm sure that will present itself later on what that is, something I'm still not hearing, or maybe am hearing, or who knows. So yeah, thank you for all of that. That was really profound.
Yes, Heather, what you said about that feminine energy, that was very, just very strong for me this week too, where it was less reactive and more just like flowing. Yeah, I love that. Love that. I need more of that in my life.
I love that too, because I think so often we think that like everything's just gonna like once everything's good, everything's just gonna be easy and beautiful. But I love like how you shared, Heather. It's like it's not that suddenly like my husband's not triggering me and my kids are peaceful all the time, but it's that my relationship with it is different, which is what allows a completely different experience of mothering. It's like that your orientation to being triggered by your husband or and it's like and also when you shared that it's just like that reminder and this is why I love groups of mothers is like well we're all going through it. Like we all get triggered by our husbands and we all and and there's like the work of resourcing that somehow when I'm full and when I'm being held there's a lot more ease and there's a lot more grace and there's a lot more space between stimulants and response. And so just, yeah, it just it's so beautiful to hear that and to really see that in your share. Thanks, Heather. Sid, I know Marley just woke up. Did you want to share anything or do you need a minute? Need a minute? No problem. No problem. So I'll go into sharing about Whole and Holy Mother. And then Sid, if you are in a place afterwards where you want to share, you are fully welcome to share afterwards. I'll hold that space open for you. I'm going to share a screen. Has anybody here heard about Whole and Holy Mother or seen it on my page or looked into it yet? Just want to see if anybody's familiar with it. Can you see the screen? Just put a hand up so I can know that you can see it. Perfect. Put that up. All right, so first I just want to share with you how I crafted this and yeah, why it came through me and I deeply believe like right now my heart is so on fire with this offering and I deeply believe like that this is my greatest contribution yet. This way of holding mothers and supporting families and ultimately supporting our world because everyone has come from the womb of a mother and our resourcefulness is absolutely necessary in order to grow a world that is kind, a world that is kind. And so, who here wants to be in a group of women like this? Women who are committed to their own healing through motherhood. A group of women who are actively resourcing themselves, who are learning, living, and being challenged in similar ways, like what we just spoke about. A group of mothers where depletion is not the normal, it's not the norm. Women with similar stories, shared devotion to their families, and all the support and guidance that nature designed for us to have through this season of mother. Because we're all on that journey, the journey of motherhood, the journey of raising young children. And who here feels like being in a group like this? Heather, it's like what you said, like we know all of this, but it's so easy to forget in the pace of our life. But it's like being in a group like this is the reminder. It's actually nature's design for us to deepen. That's the word sangha in yoga. It's a group of people that are committed to sat, which means truth. And it's actually one of the three pillars necessary in order for us to grow spiritually and to deepen into our humanity and what our contribution in this world really is, like our greatest contribution. And so this is me opening the door for you to enter into that. I created this for the mother who knows that motherhood, it's not only about raising children. It's also an initiation. It's something that asks us to grow. It asks whatever is unhealed within us, whatever is exhausted within us, whatever is beautiful within us to be reclaimed and then integrated into who we are and who we are becoming. So, what if you stopped carrying motherhood all by yourself? What if you learned how to truly hold yourself in the moments that you usually unravel? What if you became the kind of mother who knows how to return to herself again and again and again? What if you began to feel more nourished, more regulated, more rested? Not someday when the children are older or when my schedule is less busy, but in the way that you're living now. And what if you had real support in creating rhythms and rituals and ways of caring for yourself that actually work in your life? It's not cookie cutter, it's your life. And what if you stopped abandoning yourself in the guise of being a good mother? What if healing through motherhood became not just sounds nice, good idea, but what if it was your lived reality that you were on that deep journey? What if your reactivity softened because your inner world was finally being tended to and your nervous system capacity expanded because you're finally being resourced? And what if you trusted yourself more deeply, like as a woman, as a mother, as the energetic center that is leading your home, that your children feel? And what if this was when you started taking your own healing so much more seriously and had so much more fun, so much more space, so much more rest, so much more capacity? Like, what if this right now was the turning point, the catalyst for the trajectory that puts your entire experience of motherhood, your experience of life, in a totally different direction? So it's not just for the mothers that are exhausted and depleted, but more so it's for the mothers who want depth, who want growth, who want more, and they want to utilize this experience of mother, yeah, as a catalyst for their deepest growth. So this is Whole and Holy Mother, is that space. And so inside Whole and Holy Mother, we are walking a real path together. It's a path of healing. It's a path of remembering. It's a path of returning to nature's design for us to grow. And we talked about in our opening call how I believe that motherhood is nature's design to mature us, to grow us. But in our culture, in most cultures, we've lost the way. We've lost the way of how, who am I meant to become? How am I meant to become during this season? And it's really a path of regulation, of reclaiming vitality, of healing what lives beneath the surface, of becoming the kind of woman who can raise whole and holy humans from a more whole and holy place within herself. And so inside Whole and Holy Mother, there is my 100-hour living Ayurveda training, which is really the foundations of how to live in alignment, not with some great vision that you might have for how you should be, but it's living in alignment with your nature. It's living in alignment with who you are designed to be and become, living in alignment with nature, living in alignment with ways of living that support like actually thriving, actually doing really well. That life, like when somebody says, "How's it been going?" You can honestly say, it just keeps getting better. It keeps getting better because I'm deepening, I'm growing, and I'm learning how to thrive in my life. And so it's daily, weekly, monthly practices to help you create rhythms of nourishment, steadiness, vitality, so that self-care becomes lived, embodied, and sustainable. There's the Ayurveda Mama training, which is really support for understanding your body, your energy, your needs, and how to mother through an Ayurvedic lens so that you know how to care for yourself in a way that actually is suitable to your season of life, to the season of life that you're in, to the outflow that you're in this season of life. Then there's the Whole and Holy Mother curriculum in our live sessions. And so every month we have a theme for the month. And we have 3 live sessions each month, and one is diving deeply into the theme. And it is unreal how these themes begin to manifest in every area of our life. And I'm saying that we have 15 mothers in the container now. Just what is happening inside, what is being churned, what is happening, what is healing. Just yesterday, a note from one of the mothers that said, I am healing so much. I am growing so much. I am deepening so much because of this container. And so the Whole and Holy Mother curriculum, it's our living curriculum that every month there's a theme and there's topics that we dive into. There's monthly rhythm guides that give you practical application of how to bring these themes into your everyday lived life. The calls are for coaching, for teaching, for integration. We have a monthly mother circle where we all come together and we get to share what's true and alive in the moment. There's Q&A sessions, there's embodiment practices. And so it's so beautiful and so special. There's hundreds of archived yoga and meditation practices. And so these practices are 30 to 45 minutes, which I found as a mother is very practical and easy to say yes to. I'm going to go do a 30-minute yoga class. My children can be around me because it's recorded. I'm going to drop into a meditation. So hundreds of archived yoga and meditation classes with me and my sister, and my father leads the meditation classes. Intimate community support every single day. We have mothers in almost every time zone, sharing so much beauty, things that they're bringing to the community that they've just felt like I've been so lonely. I felt so isolated. I didn't know that people could understand, and suddenly I feel seen. Or I don't know why I'm sharing this. I couldn't even share this with my husband. And then all the responses that this mother gets, and she's like, wow, I'm so glad I shared this. Like how these mothers are showing up, holding and supporting literally every single day is just so beautiful and beyond what I could have even imagined. It's so beautiful. Priority access to our annual Whole and Holy Mother retreat. So every year we'll all come together in person, share a long weekend together, diving into deeper practices, being in the real lived circle together in person. So real relationships. Life already, the mother's like, I can't wait to meet you. When I come visit Asheville, I'd love to come see you. It's like the vision is a global community of mothers. So anywhere you are in the world, you'll be able to connect with these whole and holy mothers, mothers who are deeply committed to their growth and their becoming through motherhood for your whole season of mother. And then direct access to me Monday through Friday. I'm in that group every single day, voice notes, coaching, questions, whatever is coming up. It's like I'm there with you daily to support you and honor you and see you. And so I just wanted to share some of the things that and if the slide ever stops, just go ahead and unmute and let me know because sometimes the slideshow is a little finicky. One of the mothers, matrescence has been the biggest initiation of my life. I've lost touch with parts of myself since becoming a mom and have not felt held enough to truly heal until now. This container is shaking the ground beneath me in all the best ways. I cannot believe this is only week 1. Looking forward to getting to know each of you beautiful souls and celebrating who we will become on the other side. I feel that Whole and Holy Mother is an answer to the deepest prayer I didn't even know I had. Your class on Sunday changed something in me. I feel like a completely different person inhabiting my body, actually present in my life as if for the very first time. My capacity to be with myself, my emotions, even my children is so expanded. And the Living Ayurveda training, what a framework for life. I cannot say thank you enough, and my husband thanks you too. Thank you, mamas, for all your heartfelt and vulnerable shares. I felt so lonely since my daughter was born, and hearing you all speak to feelings and struggles that are also coming up for me makes me feel like I can finally relax and release because you all get it, and we're all here together with each other. And of course, there are other options. You can wait until later when the group will be bigger, when the investment may be much higher, when you may still be in the same place you are now, maybe feeling unfulfilled, maybe feeling under-resourced, maybe feeling disconnected from your vitality, still knowing that something needs to change. And maybe then you'll think, oh, maybe I should have joined that. And I often think, like, as of course, like Whole and Holy Mother, I'm constantly meditating on this container. And I think for the mothers who are on the edge, like, should I? Should I not? Should I? Should I not? I think 10 years from now, like when I look back at my early days of mothering, like that's where we are right now. We're in the early days of mothering. What would it have been worth for me to feel resourced, for me to feel supported? Like I was growing and I was deepening and I was present during those years. To look at who my children are now and know how those early years formed them, what would it be worth to resource myself, to get the support, to have the support that nature designed for us to have? What would it be worth? And so often, I see it so often, we think that the children like get in the way of me living the life that I need to live. Like I don't work out because I don't have time. I can't do it because, I have the kids. Like even my husband yesterday, we were talking about like listening to this really beautiful class that's in the back end of Whole and Holy Mother. And I was like, listen to it before Saturday. And yesterday I asked him, did you listen to it yet? And he said, I haven't even had a moment. And I was like, there's no excuse. Like we allow our children to be the excuse or the reason why we're not living the life that we want to be living. And if we keep allowing them to be the reason we don't, then we miss out on one of the most profound opportunities that motherhood offers us. It's like within motherhood, there is every opportunity to do the work of growing up, of refining who we are, of becoming who we're meant to be in the world. And if we don't say yes to that, it's like, yeah, the depletion comes normal, the exhaustion, the disconnection, survival becomes normal. But when a mother is nourished, when she comes back into contact with her wholeness, her aliveness, herself, her children are held by something deeper than just her effort alone. And what if you didn't have to figure out the how by yourself? What if there were a village of mothers walking beside you? What if there was wisdom and practices and remembrance to help you return to yourself again and again and again? What if you knew that this season of motherhood was designed to help you heal, to help you deepen, to help you thrive in ways that you never knew possible and that are only possible because of your children, not in spite of them? So, this is the heart of Whole and Holy Mother. Like, without intentional support, many mothers unconsciously continue just repeating inherited patterns of disconnection, emotional suppression, relational tension. And then children shape themselves around these unconscious family dynamics rather than growing from their authentic nature. And so, Whole and Holy Mother helps to interrupt these cycles and replaces them with conscious, connected ways of being, living, and relating, and ultimately ways of thriving in all areas of your life. That's Ayurveda is not just let's look at your body and make sure you're healthy. Let's check with your mind. It's every single area of your life is affecting every other area. So whole person healing means we tend to every area where there is dis-ease or disconnection. and we come into wholeness, we come into coherence or congruence. And so you can wait, of course, you can wait. You can tell yourself later will be better, that there will be more time, more support, a better season when there's more space or I have more capacity. But I know that waiting is often what keeps me in the very place that I know is no longer working. Under-resourced, disconnected, depleted, just knowing that something needs to change. And so this is your opportunity to start now, to be supported now, to heal now, to become more nourished, more whole, and more alive now. And then this mom, I want to share this screenshot. So I just changed the slide because I think it speaks to something so often that can come up when we're on like the brink of a big decision. Like if you want change, if you want to feel more nourished, more regulated, more supported, more whole, but you also feel fear or anxiety or resistance or tension or that voice in your head that's like, but it's not possible for me. Like just for a moment, like what if it were possible? And that resistance or that voice, it doesn't just mean no. Like very often that voice is the feeling of being right on the edge of an identity shift. And we always act based on who we think we are. And so when our identity is shifting, it's like the tension of breaking free from homeostasis, breaking free from the way that it's always been, breaking free from the patterns that just keep everything the same. You're going to change your life. And it's natural if there's tension. It's natural because we're programmed to stay with what's familiar. But I'm asking you to create an identity shift. I'm asking you to go all in on your transformation. And you have to know that you are worth that and your children deserve that. So let it become a decision because the life that you want is built through decisions. The motherhood you want is built through decisions. The healing you want, it's entered through a decision. So if your heart is recognizing that, I want to invite you into whole and holy mother. So the Living Ayurveda training alone, it's a $2,400 value. Ayurveda Mama training, if you were to just enter into that, it's $1,500. The Whole and Holy Mother curriculum, the year-long journey is $5,400 value. There's the monthly rhythm guide, the hundreds of archived yoga and meditation. I just said 1,000 value. The intimate community support of other mamas from all around the world, any time of day or night, priceless. And so let's say 12,000 minimum value. I'm not going to charge you that. I'm not going to charge you that. But this is the value. If you want to put a monetary price, sometimes that helps people calculate things. That's not the price. The price is much, much lower than that. Another mom, I can't begin to express how supportive it is to hear you all and your intentional ways of mothering. I'm not a weirdo who cares too much. Literally the best investment I've ever made. I feel alive again in my motherhood. I feel hopeful again in my life. I feel less anxious and more able to respond to life as it comes, rather than always anticipating the worst. This is life-changing. And so if you know you're meant to be in this space, trust that. If you know that you're done trying to do this alone, trust that. If you know that the version of you who is ready for deeper healing is the version of you who says yes to support, yes to being held, yes to the path, trust that. And also, if this is not your moment, that's okay too. What I don't want for you is to leave feeling just so moved and inspired by the momentum, by the energy of this past week, and then return to the same cycle without the support to truly live what you already know. And maybe can keep everything the same. A decision is what opens a path. And so I know my job is to help make that decision, whether it's a yes or no. Maybe is a hard place to be. Maybe can feel like anxiety. Yes or no, there's clarity. And so to make that decision easier for you to make over the next 48 hours, again, it's not as pressure, it's just to help you come to a clear yes or a clear no. If just in the next 2 days you fill out the application that's on my website, and if you're accepted into Whole and Holy Mother, there's some bonuses that I'm offering for our group. So if you fill in the application, you'll receive a private one-on-one Ayurveda consultation and integration call with me. And one-on-one sessions, I only offer them to the mothers who sign up for my Plus package, which I'll share for you to you in a moment. And so if you fill out the application and are accepted, you'll get a one-on-one session with me. And you'll also receive continued access to Overflow. And so you'll just have that as a resource. And as an additional gift for any mother who joins Whole and Holy Mother Plus, which is basically Whole and Holy Mother, which is everything I've already shared with you. And then also I'll share the website so you can look into the more details. Whole and Holy Mother Plus includes year-long support, one-on-one support with me. So every month, for 10 months, we get together one-on-one in a call. And so it's very focused. You're very held and you're very personal transformation, whether it's with your mothering, with your relationships, with your purpose, with whatever is real and alive in the field of your life. I support you and help guide you and coach you and witness you through that journey. And if you do join Whole and Holy Mother Plus, I will include a 3-day VIP in-person retreat with me that includes daily panchakarma, so the traditional Ayurvedic sessions at the Ayurveda Health Retreat in Alachua, Florida. And so that's at least $3,500 value. Yeah, plus the one-on-one sessions with me. Then I also added, it's not here, I will include 5 sessions with my husband, which is another $3,500 value. He's an incredible, the most incredible Marma therapist and somatic guide. And so here is the website. Here is the QR code that you can link and pull up. I'll also send a follow-up email. And I'll open up if anybody has any questions. I'll stop the share. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for being here. Luca, thank you. If there's any questions, I'm here to respond to them, and also send me a DM, send me an email. I'm more than happy to connect. If you do fill out the application, and I'll go through all applications, and the next step would be I'll set up a one-on-one session with you where I'll answer all of your personal questions and we'll really feel into. I'm, of course, protective of the space and want to make sure that every woman who enters in is deeply committed to the growth and transformation that is happening there. And so we'll hop on a one-on-one call and answer all questions. I'll share the price points. I'll yeah, really feel into how this would support you in your life right now. And so go ahead and fill out the application. Heather, let's set up a call next week. I'd love to connect with you personally. And so if you're feeling the call, the first step is because the application also has some questions that will deepen you into your own desire, your own yearning, what it is that you're wanting. So we come on a call together. You can be very clear with what you're hoping to receive out of the space. And I can be very clear that, like, yes, this space is for you. We'll continue the conversation there. Ah, thank you all so much. Such a great honor to be in this circle. How enriching it has made my life this week too, to be in ceremony, it feels like, with you all. Even my husband was sharing with me today, we have our date every Saturday, and he was like, just like how you have been in your life this week, like how you have been with the children, how you have been in space this week. And I know so much of that is because of all of you and just, yeah, living into these teachings, churning it together. It's just powerful. It's so beautiful. So thank you. Yeah. And if it's not Whole and Holy Mother, then it's another 5-day journey. It's another, free workshop I'll be doing. I'll keep offering this because I love nothing more than doing this. It gives me so much life. And so this is not the end. It's the beginning of the next part of our growth and our deepening and of our life. Love you all, honoring you all. I'm always just one DM away, one voice memo away. So please stay connected. Thank you so much. And I look so forward to connecting with you soon. Bye, everyone. Thank you.